Hi everyone, how are you today? I am so excited to tell you that a bunch of publishers have started opening up their libraries for educators like me and teachers and staff members to do all sorts of new read alouds legally online. I know that there was probably some controversy as to whether or not this project that I've been doing is allowed, but considering that my audience is for maybe 4 students in my classroom, I'm not really too worried about it. Today we are going to be reading a picture book called Block City by Robert Louis Stevenson, and the illustrations for this version are by Ashley Wolf. It was published in 1988 by E.P. Dutton out of New York. There have been a lot of modern versions of this picture book that have come out recently, but we're going to do the older one because it's what I have. Robert Louis Stevenson, for those of you that don't know, is was an author and a writer and a playwright, and he lived in a country called Scotland, which is right above England. He is really famous for writing a couple of stories you might have heard of. One of them called Treasure Island. The other one is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But he also wrote a book of children's stories, and this is one that was taken from them called Block City. Block City is all about using your imagination to use the toys that you have around you, the tools that you have around you, and to use your imagination to take yourself wherever you want to go, even if you can't be there in real life. So it's a really good read, and I will have some information for activities you can do with like pillow forts or blocks or things that you have around the house to recreate the Block City experience. Sound like a good time? Okay, good. Then let's go ahead and get started. What are you able to build with your blocks? Castles and palaces, temples and docks. May keep raining, and others go roam. But I can be happy building at home. Let the sofa be mountains, the carpet be sea. There I'll establish a city for me. A kirk and a mill, a palace beside, and a harbor as well where my vessels may ride. Great is the palace with pillar and wall. A sort of tower on top of it all, and steps coming down in an orderly way to where my toy vessels lie safe in the bay. This one is sailing, and that one is moored, high to the sound of the sailors on board. Hark to the sound of the sailors on board. Excuse me. And see on the steps of my palace the king, coming and going with presents and things. Now I have done with it. Down, let it go. All in a moment, the town is laid low. Block upon block lying scattered and free, what is there left of my town by the sea? Yet as I saw it, I see it again, the kirk and the palace, the ships and the men, and as long as I live, and wherever I may be, I'll always remember my town by the sea. All right, everyone, that is Block City by Robert Louis Stevenson. It originally came from his book, A Child's Garden of Verses. So I hope it helps remind you that no matter what you have lying around, if it's video games or even just some blocks, you can always take yourself to the land of imagination. All right, everyone, it was so good to see you. I miss you all so much. Continue to have an excellent day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, friends.